we've talked about all the good parts, the multiple acquisition offers, the exits, all the fun stuff. But you and I know it is never a smooth journey. You mentioned that this has been the toughest year for you. Tell us, maybe run us through that. What has made this year such a tough one, and how have you overcome that?
Yeah, with difficulty. It's been a weird year. It's been a tough year, I think for so many reasons. Like I think launches are always incredibly stressful. Um and I have that overthinking and that like all or nothing mentality sometimes, which I'm working on. So I think I was in a very high stress state with Hunch as we kind of figured out our user acquisition strategy and exactly what type of content worked and exactly how we funnel through users. And honestly, like we've launched fast and dirty, so that means that like we had a laptop thing like site before we had like mobile, and it was really difficult to get all the traffic off. So I think like I throw myself in like 1000% when I go into a business, and so like it's on my mind every second of the day. But like alongside that, I had an assault on the tube early this year, which was in itself obviously like difficult. But I think I discovered a bit of like a safety issue on the tube, which I decided I wanted to talk about in the press, like get the message out to make change. And so I think like the difficult thing was talking about that over and over again, made it into like quite a thing. And then I think just like personal strain. But like long and short of it is I went through like quite a big burnout, and I had to take for the first time like a couple of weeks out early in the summer. And I had some pretty bad like generalized anxiety to a degree that I've not had before. So I think it's reminded me that I do need to be careful because I just have this like with the ADHD and stuff. I think I have this like go go go. Like I always want more. I want to get go in deep. I want to get involved in things that I don't necessarily or shouldn't be getting involved in, just because it's too much. You know, I have a thing of overcommitting and wanting to be involved with everything. So it's taught me to just like not get so worked up about things that don't matter. Not that they don't matter, but it's like focus on my lane and not overwhelm myself and not continuously volunteer for things that I
Yeah.
don't need to be doing. So I think managing my time better. But yeah, it's kind of just reminded me. It's given me a lot of empathy for people with mental health. I've had mental health before, so it's not like I didn't have empathy, but I think experiencing to the level I did was very scary, and it's been like probably 3 or 4 times more intense than anything I've experienced in the past. So I guess it's kind of like changed. I wouldn't say it's like maybe less ambitious, but my ambitions now include having good mental health. Like I think that like I've stepped back from being like business is everything, and it doesn't mean I'm achieving less or working less hard per se, but like when I look forward to the next like couple of years, one thing in my mind is that I want to be stable and feel calm and not kind of had any of the things that I went through happen again. And so, yeah, it does have quite a big impact on you. But I think these things are always important because if you don't have them, then obviously the further along you go, the deeper you go, the bigger those impacts can have. And I had dengue, which is like a, I had a, it's a sort of like a what they call a tropical disease. But I went to India in January, and it can be a very serious illness. It's like a born illness. So I was in and out of hospital and specialist clinics for like the first bit of the year. So honestly, like when I look back at the year, am I surprised that I've had such a low point and a struggle and like rebuilding things? No. But yeah, it's been an interesting year, and I think it's shifted my perspective on a lot of things.